Now, the starting lineups for the visiting Manor College Blue Jays, who come in tonight's game.
And now welcome inside the Collins Arena as we get set for a doubleheader of basketball here on Brookdale TV tonight. Brian Goudsworth, Tim Catalfamo here with you. Well, the 0-4 start for the women's team seems like a distant memory now as they've run off 4 consecutive victories, all of them by double figures. And Tim, I don't think it's any coincidence that the player at the forefront of this success the last 4 games has been Chakasha Andrews.
Yes, she certainly is kind of the heart and soul of this team. When she's out on the floor, she can make a lot of plays, but this is going to be a challenge for Brookdale tonight. They're going up against a team in Manor College, all the way from Pennsylvania, Division II team. While they're only sitting up 6 players on the floor tonight, Coach Russell was telling me this is going to be a very interesting challenge to see where this team is. You mentioned they started out 0-4 out of conference. It's another out-of-conference game, so while they've won 4 straight in conference, it'll be a true test to see where this team has gotten now that they've gotten those couple of games out of the way.
And it's one of the things you talk about in the early part of the season, the test that this team has dealt with, starting with the tournament early in the season, then the home opener against Hartford. That obviously was a very tough game, but they're now equipped for these kind of matchups because they've dealt with so many of them early on.
Yeah, I think that they've really kind of gelled over the last couple of months and couple of weeks. Coach Russell's been working in practice. Remember, they had a lot of returning players. They had a lot of incoming players that came over during the offseason that Coach Russell's been trying to accolade and get them in focus with this team. So there's certainly a lot that's going on, but they've, I think, adjusted very well. The question will be whether or not they're going to be able to perform tonight on the floor against a tough Manor team.
So it's the Jersey Blues and the Manor Blue Jays, all the action coming up here on Brookdale TV as we'll turn our attention to the court right now. And we'll take a look at the starting lineup for the Jersey Blues, who have gotten themselves back to the 500 mark with a record of 4-4. And Rich Brunson will go with Chakasha Andrews, Alexa Vreeland, Gianna Errico, Caitlin Malloy, and Brianna Bowen. And the Manor starting lineup, they come in with a record of 4 wins, 2 losses, and as Tim mentioned, only 6 players that are available for play this evening. And so 5 of them start on the floor, and they are Kiara Stovall, Elise Felton, Jaquay Williams, Kalisha Brown, and Aaliyah Austin. Each of these 2 teams last played on Tuesday. Very different results when you look at the 2 games that were played. Brookdale a blowout win, Manor a blowout loss. And we're set for the opening tip here at the Collins Arena, and we're underway with Manor controlling it. Our officials tonight, Ron D. Pasquale, Kevin Krisak, and Bill Holliday. And now the pass to the corner for Felton, out to the top of the key, Austin. Shot clock now down to 10 as Jaquay Williams misses and Vreeland able to keep it in bounds for the rebound. So the Jersey Blues now on their first possession. Vreeland, that's for 3, it won't go. Errico hoping to come away with it, but instead it's Felton. Felton quickly ahead all the way to the basket and doesn't get the roll. Rebound Errico. Andrews able to split through the defense. Errico, top of the key, looks to pass. Malloy lost it out of bounds.
Yeah, pretty quick start by both of these 2 teams, coming out with a lot of energy. Don't let Manor surprise you. You mentioned it, Brian. They only have 6 players total here, but they can play very fast and they can play very well. So while they may not have the depth that Brookdale has on their bench, they can certainly put up a lot of points.
This pump fake Felton, and good defense there to force the steal by Malloy. Here comes Vreeland. Vreeland trying to turn the corner, now backs it out. Andrews lines up a long 3, comes up short. Errico back up, that won't go. And rebound taken by the Blue Jays. So a scoreless start, 1.5 minutes into action tonight. Errico playing the passing lane, and Andrews comes up with the steal. Andrews got stripped, and Brookdale will hold on to it. Williams was there to knock it out of bounds. So Andrews inbounding for Errico. Now Andrews catch and shoot for 3. That's in and out. Bowen. And Brookdale coming up empty so far on the offensive end. We're still scoreless. 2 minutes have been played. Williams all the way to the basket, banks it home. And there's the first score of the game.
Basket was good with number 15,
Brianna Bowen's jump shot rims out. Loose ball, and Malloy had it for a moment, but then it's taken away by Kalisha Brown. So Manor will get set up here. Their last game, it was a 112-51 loss against Hartford. Of course, Brookdale knows all about those kind of games. That's Williams with the finish, and Rich Brunson takes an early timeout. Not pleased with the way his team has begun.
Yeah, they haven't started out all that well. A couple of shots that just haven't gone down. Chikashi Andrews had a 3 that rimmed out. So certainly had she been able to make that, it would have been a much closer game. But yeah, Brookdale's not looking all that sharp to start out this game. Looking a little sloppy, not really focused on offense. So a good timeout there by Coach Brunson. Try to settle his players down and get their head back in the game.
And remember the last game we did against Middlesex, particularly in the first half, it was the turnovers that were really problematic for Brookdale. They seem to get that corrected much better, though, in the second half of that game.
Yeah, it wasn't a very good, clean first half. Brookdale really struggled with a lot of turnovers. Now, to be fair, Middlesex also had similar problems. But for the home team in Brookdale, they really uncharacteristically had a lot of turnovers that were causing them to have a lot of issues there and really kind of prevented them from pulling away. They eventually did. They were able to beat Middlesex by over 20 points. So they were eventually able to pull away, but it took some time.
Big second half effort in that game to come away with the victory. Looking to get on the board offensively, tight roping along the sideline, and finally they call a turnover. That was Vreeland, who was playing with fire there right near the baseline. The Jersey Blues turn it over. So it's a 4-0 start for Division II Manor College. Felton drive and kick. Williams in the corner. Williams the back in. Throws it up, misses. Offensive rebound. Put back no by Austin. Then high off the glass and in on the third chance.
Yeah, just not a very good boxing out job there by Brookdale down low. And he had Austin, who was there, really didn't even have to move at all. She just kept grabbing the rebound. Eventually, she was able to put it in.
Entry pass for Malloy. Malloy nearly shuffled the feet. Now Andrews hoists one up. It's off the front rim, long rebound out to Vreeland. Vreeland from the baseline, and it's rebounded by Williams. Still no points to show for this Jersey Blue offense thus far. And they've fallen behind early, 6-0. Double team on Austin. Austin in trouble, and a reach-in foul was called, so that's the first foul of the night. Here's our first substitution, and that's Camry Brown, who is in and replaces Brianna Bowen.
And Coach Brunson had said early on when I talked to him in our pregame meeting that he was going to go zone. He wasn't going to try to go man-to-man. He didn't want to tire his players out. So we'll see if that strategy works out. So far, it hasn't worked out too well, but it looks like now they're changing it up to man-to-man.
Now outside for Stovall. And Erico intercepts that pass. The Jersey Blues hoping to turn defense into offense. Brown comes up short. It's out of bounds over to Manor. So we've now played better than 4 minutes. And it's the Blue Jays up 6-0. Especially when you come off an somewhat embarrassing performance like Manor did in their last game, albeit against a juggernaut that is Hartford, which the Jersey Blues know about. Certainly want to come out with a better effort following that, and so far they have, is a nice turnaround jumper by Austin, and Manor continues their impressive start. Andrews brings it into the front court. Malloy, and good hands there by Brown. Brown's shot off the front rim and tipped out of bounds. Brookdale will get another opportunity.
Brookdale basketball.
Yeah, and this is an opportunity that Brookdale has to capitalize on. They're really kind of starting to run out of time here in this first quarter to get a point on the board. It's desperately because now Manor's starting to pull away. You need desperately to get points on this possession.
Erico at the foul line. Brown on the offensive glass. They just cannot buy a bucket. Brown again got hit. No foul called. And back the other way comes Stovall. Brown gets back defensively. And the Blue Jays back it out. Williams top of the key. Shot clock down to 7. Felton way outside. It's at 3. Do the Blue Jays know it? They force it up. It's an air ball, the shot clock violation. Very disjointed possession that time.
Yeah, they clearly didn't know the shot clock was winding down. That's just a poor execution on offense for Manor. But again, Brookdale just having some difficulty. Had Camry Brown, who had a couple of offensive rebounds, just couldn't finish underneath. Brookdale's hanging around, but they're going to need to have some points.
Brown splitting through, and a foul is called. That'll go as the first on Manor College. Kiara Stovall picks up her first.
That is your first.
And it's Brown set to inbound. Andrews calls out the play. Andrews at the top of the key. Brown covered well on the perimeter. Shot clock now down to 10. Erico's pass for Bowen. Bowen flips it up. Brown another offensive rebound. A new shot clock as Andrews misses, and it's rebounded by Williams. Long pass ahead, Felton. Felton to the basket, layup, no. And a good job by Erico to get back and get the defensive rebound. Andrews.
Not even close there, Brian. And she struggled the last couple of games. I was talking to Coach Brunson before the game. It's crucial that Shikasha Andrews plays well tonight. And last couple of games that we have seen, while she has put some points on the board, at times she hasn't looked all that sharp on the floor.
Andrews out of the game now. Where is the offense going to come from on the Jersey Blues side? Still yet to score a point as Williams drives into the lane, flips it up, loose ball, and finally taken on the offensive glass. Shot clock is down to 6 and a travel is called. So they were going to be in some trouble either way there with the timer winding down, and the Jersey Blues have it. And for Brookdale, they're coming off one of their better performances of the season. That was a 74-46 victory on Tuesday against Rowan Gloucester, who's one of the good teams in the Region 19. Slow start here tonight. Out of the double team back for Vreeland. Vreeland misses it short.
Nice.
Brown just keeps getting the offensive rebounds, and finally Bowen ends the scoreless drought.
And that's been an area that Brookdale has struggled in this year. They struggled sometimes with getting offensive rebounds and giving themselves second or third chance opportunities. But that time, Camry Brown, nice job, got it over to Bowen for the layup.
And here comes Brown. 2-on-1 developing. Brown all the way, blocked, but a foul, and she went down hard. As that was Kalisha Brown, who was going to make sure it would not be an easy basket. And Brown, after taking that shot, will shoot Brookdale's first free throws.
But I like the aggressiveness there by Brown, driving it inside. That's something that we really haven't seen Brookdale do all game so far. They've struggled to try to get the ball inside. Sometimes driving it inside, trying to draw contact, get to the foul line, can try to change the game, slow it down a little bit, give yourself some more time. I like the aggressiveness there by Brown.
And it's an area where you'd like to see Brookdale get even better in terms of shooting free throws. They only get to the line just over 11 times a game as a team. As they come up empty there. Low scoring opening quarter, 8-2. Manor on top. They take their time getting into the offense. Now feed the post Brown. Shot clock inside 10. Stovall, that's an open look. Doesn't go. Long rebound, Vreeland. Now ahead of the floor, it's Brown. Nice move, and she gets it to go. Able to get around Williams.
It's a mini 4-0 run for Brookdale the last couple of minutes.
Inside 2 minutes to go, quarter number 1. To the corner for Williams, lines up a 3. It's way off. Fielded by Bowen, and they don't even make an attempt to get back in transition. Posting in for the layup is Brown. Timeout taken by the Blue Jays. And they need it after an 8-0 start. Brookdale has gone on a 6-0 run.
Yeah, Coach Brunson kind of taking a page out of the Coach Chizak playbook. Running up the floor, being aggressive, pushing the ball up the floor.
The Garden State Film Festival returns to Atlantic City, March 31st through April 3rd, 2016.
Brian Goudsworth, Tim Catalfamo here at the Collins Arena, opening game of our Brookdale TV doubleheader this evening. And as we were mentioning, it was a very slow start, and Brookdale went about 8 minutes before they got on the board, but then, as you said, they got out in transition. That kind of sparked this 6-0 run.
Yeah, what I was saying a moment ago, Brookdale kind of taking a page out of Coach Chizak's playbook, pushing the ball up the floor, hustling down, and Manor, I think, wasn't quite expecting that, and that's what led to those 6 consecutive points that's gotten Brookdale back into this game.
So outside the timeout, Brown defended tightly by Vreeland, and it's a 5-second violation. Now, you can't stand in one spot with the ball without moving for 5 seconds. It's not a call you see very often, but Manor penalized there, and Brookdale a chance to tie or take the lead on this possession. Brown circling. Vreeland, and it's taken away, then a foul. As Vreeland fouls Stovall.
Yeah, and that's just kind of a frustration foul there on Alexa. Turn the ball over, trying to get the ball back. That's a situation, though. You got to be smart. It's frustrating that you lost the ball, frustrating you have a turnover, but you don't want to commit a senseless foul there and pick up a personal.
Austin tried to flip it up in traffic. Jump ball is called, and it's going Brookdale's way with 48 ticks remaining in this first quarter. Brookdale playing with Andrews on the bench for the last couple of minutes. But they've gotten closer as this quarter has gone on. Brown, offensive rebound to Bowen. And they got a whistle. Looks like Brookdale called for a pushing foul there.
Yeah, I think that's actually going to be on Bowen, who made that rebound. I think she may have hit-checked one of the Blue Jays on the low block area, and she's now going to pick up her first personal foul.
2-point Manor lead, about a 6-second difference between shot and game clock. Felton signals to the offense. Brown for 3. Too strong. Long rebound to Brown, and Brown's had a number of rebounds in his first quarter. Nice bounce for Vreeland. Fakes and then draws the foul. So Vreeland able to get the defender in the air, and now a chance at the line.
Yeah, Kamari Brown has done a very nice job, and keep in mind, she's been doing this while Chikashi Andrews has been on the bench, so she's played very well. She said, Brian, getting a lot of rebounds. She's also driven the ball to the basket, so she's playing well. She's kind of boistering this team on offense while Chikashi Andrews is on the bench.
Now, Vreeland, who's been in the starting lineup for all 8 games to start the season as a first-year Jersey Blue. And 1 out of 2 from the line that time. Manor can hold for one, down to 10 seconds. Quickly ahead, Felton. Felton turns the corner, gives it up inside, and throws it away. So that pass sails over the head of Stovall. Exactly 1.9 seconds left. Jersey Blues trying to draw up a good shot here if they can get one. Brown, and that was contested, and that'll end the opening quarter. So it was a low-scoring one. Brookdale trailed 8-0 to start, but they close on a 7-0 run to get within one, end of one, here at the Collins Arena. We'll take a break and come back for the second after this. Getting set for the start of the second quarter here at the Collins Arena. And it's Manor basketball to start. They're up by one. Austin steps out for three. And neither team has shot the ball particularly well to start the game tonight.
Yeah, they've both been struggling, but really Manor has struggled the last 5.5 minutes. At least Brookdale's been able to get some points on the board, but ever since starting off to an 8-0 run to begin the game, they've really struggled on offense.
Turnover as Vreeland's pass is stolen. Williams right at Andrews, throws it up off the glass, and then draws the foul on the second opportunity. And so for Jaquay Williams, free throws coming.
And a nice job following her shot there by Williams. That's very important. One of the basic fundamentals of basketball. You don't see a whole lot of that anymore, but really, whenever you take that shot, you're supposed to follow your shot, never give up on the play. She did that. That's why now she's at the line.
First attempt is good for the sophomore from Philadelphia. And she makes two at the line, 50% shooter on the season. Now Stovall pressuring in the backcourt. Nearly a turnover. Erico trying to get to it. And
that's a 10-second call.
And that was the full court press put on by the Blue Jays, forcing that violation. Austin the back in. Austin the fall away, gets it to go. Smooth delivery for Aaliyah Austin. And the lead back to 5. Vreeland got around a couple of defenders. Her shovel pass is picked off. Stovall waits for her teammates to join her. Into the paint for Felton. Felton spins it back out. Brown's three-pointer is good. Now, this has been a game of runs to start. 8-0 Manor, then it was a 7-0 run for Brookdale. Vreeland's jumper rims out. And it's tracked down all the way to Felton. Felton on a fast break opportunity. Circus attempt gets it to go. What a shot that was, as you get a whistle. And they want to substitute.
Yeah, I think Aaliyah Austin injured herself on that last play. She's going to limp over to the bench, so I'm not quite sure what happened, but
And there was a number 35 who came in, but we don't have a number 35 on our roster. So here's Erico, steps into the jump shot off the front rim. Rebound taken by Brown. Ten-point lead as Brown had it stripped. And the Blue Jays will retain it.
yeah, Brookdale's remained in this 2-3 zone for the entirety of the game. I'm interested to see whether or not Coach Brunson will go to man-to-man, since so far Manor's been able to handle it fairly easily, but when I say that, then I don't remember that they were scoreless for a significant amount of time, so it's really been difficult to judge whether or not the 2-3 zone is working effectively or not.
Brookdale's second team foul of the quarter is on Erico, and that's her first. A new shot clock, no one defending Felton. Late contest, Felton can't hit the jumper. Andrews had it swiped away, but a reach-in foul's called, and that's Williams. So that's team foul number 1 against Manor for the quarter. And Williams picks up number 1. Brookdale's 5 on the floor is Andrews, along with Bowen, Burton, Erico, and Brown. Bowen off the glass. Burton had it slapped away, and the Blue Jays get it. Williams to the basket. Good defense by Erico, but foul is called. So for Erico, a quick 2 personals. And Williams back at the line. Well, it's probably a good strategy to keep this Manor team shooting free throws. It's an area that they struggle. Just 53% as a team this season, although Williams is 3 for 3 tonight. You see Malloy come in to replace Burton. And meanwhile, this game has gotten away from Brookdale again here in the second quarter. 2 more free throws make it a 12-point Blue Jay lead. Jersey Blues have been stuck on 7 points. And a timeout taken by Rich Brunson. So he'll bring his group together with 7:08 to go until the halftime break. We'll step aside here on Brookdale TV.
Timeout, Brookdale.
You see number 35. Jersey Blue basketball outside the timeout. As the deficit is 12. Come up on 7 minutes left in this second quarter. Brown got tied up and a travel is called as she carried that right foot.
Yeah, Brookdale's just really starting out the game really slow. Having difficulty just trying to keep the ball. A lot of turnovers, and certainly not looking as sharp as we saw in the last game that they played against Middlesex last week.
Brown was bothered by Brown on the outside. Andrews. And a foul is called, and it's on the Blue Jays, so Brookdale gets possession. And here is a substitution as Aaliyah Austin is back in on the Manor side.
And the interesting thing about Manor, we mentioned at the top of the game, they only have 6 players here suited up. So Brookdale has a much larger depth on bench, but so far that has not helped them in trying to compete in this game. It's really been Manor that's really been able to pull a lot of minutes with some of their players and playing extremely well.
Felton the crossover. Open look at Stovall. Won't go, but Andrews could not control the defensive rebound. A costly mistake there as Manor will get another possession out of it. Williams to trigger it in. And lob it way out near midcourt for Felton. Double team on Williams, and was last touched by Erico out of bounds. Stovall got fouled there. 2 defenders were there, Bowen along with Brown. And the push call will be Brookdale's 15th foul of the quarter.
Yeah, Coach Brunson's frustrated, and he has a reason to be frustrated. They're trying to trap Manor and be in a trap situation, but every time they try to trap either they commit a foul or Manor is able to, because Brookdale is double teaming, finding the open player just like they did right there.
As the open player was Stovall underneath the basket for 2. And the Jersey Blues have been held scoreless in this second quarter after they were held scoreless for the first 7+ minutes of the first quarter, batted out of bounds there by Stovall. And Vreeland is coming into the game immediately to replace Andrews. And a tough first half for Andrews. Hasn't been able to get going offensively. Malloy trying to get out of a crowd. Vreeland way behind the line. Bowen on the offensive rebound. Shot clock at 5. Bowen got bumped, throws it up, draws the foul. Blocking foul called.
And they're going to say that Bowen was in the act of shooting, so that's surprising to me. I thought that was foul should have been on the floor, but instead it's going to be 2 shots for Brianna Bowen.
Bowen averages 9.1 points per game. Just a 38% free throw shooter, but that one's good. So into the game now. A substitution there for Manor College, and Bowen has 1 more free throw coming. I mean, the one thing that has stood out for Brookdale in this first half is the number of offensive rebounds that they've gotten. Still, though, they're in a 13-point hole. Stovall inside the arc, doesn't go. Erico couldn't catch it cleanly.
Yeah, Coach Brunson wanted an over-the-back call, and I think he has a case there. I think that was Stovall who was underneath the basket trying to grab the rebound. She went over Gianna Erico, and that should have been an over-the-back call that was charged on Manor, but it wasn't called by the officials.
And again, Brookdale on a 4-game winning streak coming into play here tonight. After starting the year with 4 straight losses, Malloy inside banks it in.
And that's really the first time that we've seen Brookdale be able to get a full possession together and finish off underneath the basket in a very long time.
Felton draws the foul. She's knocked to the floor there. It'll be team foul number 5 of the quarter. that's Bowen. Picks up her second. So Elise Felton, the freshman from Newcastle, Delaware, makes the first one, and she leads this Manor team in scoring, averaging just over 18 a game.
Yeah, she shoots about 65% from the line, so got a decent average. And as a matter of fact, the team really, Manor's not a very good free throw shooting team. They're only shooting 52% as a team, but so far tonight they're shooting fairly well. Just Brookdale's really killing themselves with a lot of turnovers. Another turnover, that was Malloy losing it out of bounds.
So Andrews back in now to replace Vreeland. As the Blue Jays with possession, and they're up by 13. Felton guarded by Brown, and throws it away.
Yeah, and that was really set up by Cameron Brown, who was really playing very tight defense. Sometimes when you play tight defense like that, you'll force the opponent into a mistake. Brookdale's going to need more of that, though. Manor, while they have a 13-point lead, has also turned the ball over quite a number of times as well in this first half.
Bowen driving baseline floater. This is Malloy on the offensive rebound. Andrews, three-point attempt. And they're just not going down as the rebound secured by Austin. Brown guarded by Andrews. And Brown is called for a travel. She got fouled there trying to cut through the defense. But it's a Blue Jays turnover at the 3:45 mark of the second. As you get a look at head coach Dave Ellerby, this is his first full season. Took over in the middle of last year. Made a winning season, 13-11. Was the mark in 2016 and 17. They get a turnover. The bounce for Felton. Felton the fake. And then the shot doesn't go. Here comes Andrews. Andrews trying to get the Brookdale offense on track. Swing it to Bowen. Open look. Yes! Long two-pointer as her foot was on the line. So Brianna Bowen able to knock it down from the outside. Cut this lead to 11. Come up on 3 minutes left. Out of bounds. And it's a turnover.
Yeah, we talked about Brookdale having struggles early on, and I mentioned it a second ago. Manor really has not looked all that sharp either. They've been turning the ball over quite a bit. The only difference is Manor's the one that's been able to finish more often than not and has an 11-point lead.
Andrews catch and shoot. It's good. A three ball. Back-to-back three-pointers by Bowen and Andrews. And just as they did to close out the first quarter, Brookdale closing out the second in pretty good fashion. As Brown flips it up and in. Nice setup by Felton. And suddenly it's an offensive explosion here in the second quarter. Bowen gives it up. Brown from the baseline. And Stovall gets to it. So the action picking up now the last couple of minutes. 10-point Blue Jay lead. Austin's jump shot. And Andrews easily the rebound. Andrews pops for three. Not that time. And the long rebound to Felton. Felton takes control back of it. Now Stovall. Felton and Stovall playing catch with it along the perimeter. Shot clock at 10. And great effort by Brown to get to it. Here comes Andrews on the break. Banks it in. That started with the defense by Brown as Austin is the Manor player who gets assisted to her feet. But the Jersey Blues, again, gaining momentum to close out this first half.
Yeah, and really nice play there by Brown. Going down to the floor, I'm actually surprised that she was not called with a traveling violation there, because anytime you go down to the floor and you roll down, sometimes you can be called with a traveling call at that point. But was able to scoop it up, gave it to Andrews, and then Andrews was able to finish at the other end.
So 1:25 to go until halftime. Brookdale's been able to get back closer in this game. Intercepted by Bowen, and Bowen uncontested lays it in.
Yeah, really a struggle with both of these two teams, as there just hasn't really been a whole lot of energy from either side. Now we're starting to see the tempo pick up, which might lead to Brookdale pulling out of this slump that they've been in to start this game.
And you can hear the Brookdale bench giving their support. Another turnover stolen by Bowen. Erico takes it back off the ricochet. Nice pass for Brown, who stays with it. And the foul is called on the Blue Jays. A little bit of a bailout there because Brown was on the ground in trouble with it. And it's team foul number 4 in the Jersey Blues to inbound underneath. Wild end to this first half.
Yeah, and not a whole lot Brown could do. Gianna Erico's got to get a little bit better of a pass, though, coming down the floor like that. Help your teammate out, put her in a position to finish it off.
Brown. And Bowen, another offensive rebound. Bowen back up and in. It's a 4-point game. Brookdale is trailed by as many as double figures. But this one very tight now, as Manor can hold for one if they choose. Brown's jump shot is good. Back to a 6-point lead. So they opt not to hold for one. Now the Jersey Blues can. 5 seconds left. Nice pass. Malloy the catch and the finish. Great look by Andrews and a great way to close out the half. As the Jersey Blues out of the gate, they trailed this one 8-0. They trailed for just about the entire way, but they closed out the first strongly. They closed out the second even more strongly. And Tim, this was quite honestly a pretty sleepy game for a good part of the first half, but in those last few minutes, we saw back and forth, good offense, the shot selection improved, and Brookdale was able to get momentum going offensively.
Yeah, we kind of saw the tempo pick up, and certainly the amount of energy that the players had on the floor certainly helped. And we saw Brookdale go on a run. I mentioned it a second ago. I really do think that now, since there's been a little bit more energy in the game, Brookdale's kind of woken up and they've pulled out of this slump. Manor's been struggling the last couple of possessions, and Brookdale was able to finish, but I still feel that Brookdale is not driving the ball inside. We're seeing a lot of perimeter shots, but we're not really seeing too much effective inside play in the paint and try to draw some fouls, try to get to the free throw line. We're not really seeing that from Brookdale, whereas Manor has been able to do that on the other end. The other thing that I'm seeing from Brookdale is a lot of sloppy passes. They're just not very crisp. They're not having the amount of energy, and they just don't look sharp. So that's certainly something that Coach Brunson is going to have to work on in the locker room. Manor's not immune from that either. They've had some pretty bad passes as well, and they've turned the ball over. The difference is they've been the ones that have been getting the points on the board. So just both teams really kind of struggling. Hopefully in the second half, though, both coaches, Coach Ellerby and Coach Brunson, are going to try to clean that up so both teams can really kind of see what they have.
The Jersey Blues currently on a 4-game winning streak. With a win today, they'll go over the 500 mark for the first time this season. So we'll take a break right now for halftime and come back after this. And we're back inside the Collins Arena. Brian Coudsworth, Tim Kettlefamo back here. And Tim, one player who stood out here in this first half was Camry Brown. It was all the loose balls she got to, aggressive on the offensive rebounds. She was a big key to sparking the comeback for Brookdale.
Yeah, she played very well. Remember, Chikashi Andrews spent the majority of the first half kind of on and off the bench, so she kind of stepped up. She's a very good ball handler. She can handle the ball very well. She can drive the basketball inside, and she was diving for loose balls, so she played extremely well. Brookdale's going to need her in the second half. They're currently down going into the second half, so they're going to need her to try to step up and make plays.
And the second half begins right now here on Brookdale TV. Jersey Blues have it, and Malloy couldn't catch that pass down into the paint, so it turns over to Manor. Turnovers again have been part of the story. It was sloppy at times in that first half. It's a 4-point Blue Jay lead as they switch sides here, and each team begins with a turnover to start the second half.
Another turnover there. I mean, we talked about how Brookdale had kind of struggled in the first half, but Manor has also made a lot of turnovers. And one thing that Brookdale had going for them, they ran on a stretch last 2 or 3 minutes of the first half where they put up some points and they capitalized on some of Manor's mistakes.
Andrews for Bowen.
Yeah, not a very good pass.
That's going to be a tie-up, and possession will turn over.
And that was like a football play. Everyone going for the loose ball on the floor.
It was Andrews who fumbled it.
Manor basketball.
It's a Manor team that started the season the opposite of Brookdale with 4 straight wins before losing their last 2, so they're at 4-2 starting play tonight. Off the turnover, it's Bowen for Malloy inside, can't finish it, tipped up by Bowen, keeps it alive. Vreeland inside the arc, short. And then Stovall is tied up there with Bowen, and the officials indicating it goes the other way.
Brookdale foul number 32, Brianna Bowen.
Foul is called as well. First team foul, and that's number 3 now on Bowen. So she'll likely have to head for the bench, although not right now. 27-23. And another bad pass there. Jersey Blues will get it back. And again, just not much flow to start these first minute 15.
Yeah, this is a Manor team that only averages 15 turnovers a game. We've seen at least equal to that so far. Just very sloppy basketball.
Vreeland can't connect. Offensive rebound. Erico back up off the glass. And then the rebound to Williams. Williams. Pass was tipped. Felton open look. And Erico the rebound, and a loose ball fell there. So that's Stovall, who will pick up Manor's first of this third quarter. Stovall's second, and an early substitution here in the half as Bowen is forced to hit the bench with those 3 fouls, and it's Brown who comes in. And Erico, a little indecision there. Andrews steps into the jump shot, gets it back. Nice pass inside, and getting the roll is Malloy.
And we've seen a much different change. Brookdale now really starting to drive the ball inside a lot more and working the ball around, finding the open players. So certainly much improved over the first half.
And we're seeing them get some assists on their field goals, which is something that has been lacking this season, as the team leader in assists has under 2 a game. As that shot by Kalisha Brown misses, Erico's pass going for the steal was Williams, but it'll stay with Brookdale. So they have Andrews, Vreeland, Erico, Brown, and Malloy. Malloy, nice move to get past the defender and score. She went right around Austin.
Yeah, and Caitlin Malloy has been a player that Coach Brunson has kind of raved on. She's kind of beginning to be more comfortable with those offense. She was in the starting rotation this evening, and she's really starting to become a player that Brookdale could depend on for points down low.
Austin misses. Rebound Brown, back up with the left hand. No, Erico couldn't catch it.
Erico just having some trouble grabbing that ball coming down from the rebound, but again, Brookdale doing a much better job in this second half, just keeping with the play, not giving up on the play, and on defense, playing much tighter defense, forcing Manor into mistakes.
Austin tried to go glass and gets the friendly roll there. So Aaliyah Austin, who averages double-figure scoring for Manor College, gives the Blue Jays the lead once again after we were tied for the first time since 0-0. Andrews ties it right back up with the elbow jumper. Even at 29. Swing it, Brown, touch pass, Felton, three-pointer, won't go. Another offensive rebound for Williams. And then Erico, the defensive rebound. They've had a number of chances on the offensive glass. Andrews draws the foul as she was hit there by Felton, and that's in the act of shooting.
And speaking of Felton, we really haven't talked about her really all that much since the first quarter. She's been kind of quiet in the second quarter, and so far we're halfway through the third. Really hasn't made much of an impact on offense. Their leading scorer.
So Andrews a chance to get Brookdale their first lead of the night. And she's shooting it at 76% from the line this season. No good there. Andrews has had as many as 28 points in a game this season. And after a slow start through the first 4 games, she has picked it back up of late, as you would expect. Misses 2 there. That's rare. So we remain tied up. Kalisha Brown gets inside, throws it up. No, Austin's there for the putback. And she's tough to block out on the offensive glass, Aaliyah Austin. Malloy had it stripped. Right there is Brown to scoop it up. Now Andrews a three-pointer. Doesn't go, and it's rebounded by Williams. Stovall fakes. Good contest there by Andrews as it stays on this end. Brianna Bowen coming back in. And Brown sits. And underneath Stovall, count it and one. Nice execution on the inbounds play and a chance for a three-point play for Kiara Stovall.
And poor defense there on the inbounds play. Nobody picked up Stovall. She was just kind of sitting there on the right low block. Nobody even bothered to pick her up. That's why it was so easy for her to get that ball and just kiss it off of the glass. Now she's at the line to try to complete the three-point play.
56% shooter.
Oh, I guess they didn't count the basket there, Brian. I thought they should have counted the basket.
It certainly appeared that they should have. Now there's confusion.
They counted the basket, but I think the officials and even Brookdale expected there to be 2 shots instead of 1.
I think they had it right originally, so it's a three-point play the old-fashioned way. Erico kicks it out. Andrews for Vreeland. Her three-pointer comes up short, and it's out of bounds off Manor College. There's been an inability by both sides to corral the defensive rebounds. We've seen it time and time again tonight. Now Brookdale will take it here on a second chance. Swing it, Andrews. Short, offensive rebound to Bowen. And it'll stay with Brookdale, 27 on the shot clock.
Brookdale basketball.
Andrews shoves Erico away. She's the inbounder. Bowen, catch and shoot. Won't go. Andrews back up. That won't go. Bowen again. Malloy inside. No! And it's rebounded by Austin. A number of chances there, but the ball doesn't find the basket. Brookdale down 5. You hear the crowd starting to get into it. Double team in the corner. Stovall in trouble. Was able to knock it off Bowen.
Yeah, Manor's only going to have 6 seconds to shoot here, so they're going to have to be aware of that when they inbound this ball from a really tough position in that corner.
They've moved slowly on offense for much of the game. As Felton has to make it happen, it's at 3. It's at 2. They don't know it.
Yeah, they don't
Shot clock violation. And they're looking around like they had no idea where the shot clock was at, and we've seen that a couple of times for the Blue Jays in this game.
Yeah, and Coach Ellery was tapping himself on the chest saying, that's my fault. He didn't realize the shot clock was down to 6. Nice pass.
Malloy inside for 2.
I'll tell you, Caitlin Malloy has really been having a breakout game so far, Brian. She's been doing really well inside that paint area.
Felton, top of the key. Banks home a 3. I don't think she called bank, but it works just as well, as it counts for 3 points, and it's back to a 6-point lead. Bowen comes back, and that's well off the mark, and the rebound to Felton. And we'll hit the 3-minute mark, quarter number 3. Austin lost control of it, stays here.
I'm not sure why on offense Brookdale keeps taking the threes. I know you're in position, but this is really not a 3-point shooting team. Chakash Andrews can shoot the 3, but really not too many other players can effectively. They're doing a much better job when they drive the ball inside of getting points. So I'm surprised why they keep taking these threes when they're on offense.
Good position down low for Brown, and Kalisha Brown with a nice move in the post. She banks it home. 39-31. Erico floats it up. And the rebound taken by Stovall. Stovall looking up the floor, but she'll back it out. Double team collapses on Felton, so she gives it up. Now Felton gets it back, pops it 3, and connects. So Elise Felton from long range. And this game feels like it was tied just a moment ago. It's now a double-figure Brookdale deficit until Vreeland knocks down a 3 of her own. So with 2 minutes left, 42-34. Blue Jays in front. Brown in and out, rebound to Bowen. Andrews' pass is knocked out of bounds.
Good position, though, by Malloy down low. And I think now she's actually going to come out of the game for Bethany Burton. It's the first time she's coming in this entire game. But Malloy has played very well. She's had really good position. The problem is just getting her the ball. Brookdale's been having trouble with some of their passes tonight.
Andrews is open. And Andrews having one of those nights shooting the basketball. Vreeland again. Not that time. Burton. It was last touched out of bounds by Kalisha Brown, so Brookdale stays with it as Aaliyah Austin's going to come back in for Manor.
Brookdale has to do a better job, though, Brian, of securing some of the loose balls. We've seen them have one hand on it, maybe a half a hand on it, a finger on it, but they haven't been able to actually get 2 hands sometimes on loose balls, which has been critical.
Andrews tries again. And Williams secures it before it winds up with Felton. And we come up on 1 minute left in this third quarter. Felton, nice maneuver, and then it's stolen by Bowen, but there was a whistle. And we'll wait to see what the call was. It looks like it's
Yeah, I think
staying with Brookdale.
Yeah, I think they were going to call Felton with a carrying violation anyway. So I think that's why the officials stopped play. She turned it over, though, but I think they were originally going to call a carrying before.
They tried to work it inside for Burton, and a whole bunch of players go for that on the jump ball. It stays right here. Camry Brown will check in for the final 39.8 of the third as Bowen checks out. Shot clock at 11, and this time Erico, the inbounder. They line up in a bunch set. Now they scatter. Freeland, baseline drive, and stepped out of bounds. Or did she get bumped there along the baseline? So a bailout call there. It'll be team foul number 3 on the Blue Jays.
And now with a fresh 30, see if Brookdale can try to drive this ball inside. They've been taking a lot of perimeter shots. I'd like to see them drive inside and try to go to the line.
New shot clock. Andrews from the corner. That's good, a 3. Well, you know she's going to keep shooting, and eventually she's going to get one to drop. Manor can hold for 1 with a 5-point lead. And as we close out this third quarter, another look at the Andrews bucket. It's Felton. Out for Stovall. Her three-pointer knocks it down. Kiara Stovall, as the horn sounds ending this third quarter here at the Collins Arena. So a big basket there as Manor goes back up by 8. Entertaining game here, sloppy at times, but it certainly hasn't been without entertainment. And we'll step aside right now on Brookdale TV. When we come back, the start of the fourth quarter on Brookdale TV. Fourth quarter, and it's underway. Brookdale with possession to start. Down by 8, and they need to make it happen offensively. They've been able to get back into this game on a few occasions. As a turnover starts the corner, the steal for Austin. Feed the post. Austin down low, flips it up, and the rebound to Andrews. Vreeland was nearly out of bounds, and the three-pointer misses. Rebound Felton. Blue Jays slow down the tempo.
Be interested to see if Brookdale changes from a zone to a man-to-man in these last couple of minutes.
Felton, short. Brown back up and in. And they did not block out Kalisha Brown, and she makes them pay. 10-point game. Erico has not been looking to score. Brown, it's an open look. Tried to bank it home, and back the other way, Williams. Williams, great move, but couldn't finish it. Able to get her own rebound. One dribble and a jumper, Felton, and the rebound of Vreeland. Back and forth they go. Here's Vreeland. Stripped by Felton. She comes the other way. Out of the floor, Williams. Around Andrews, no good. Felton the follow-up. That won't go. And Errico tips it to herself. Vreeland. That's good. It's a three. Brookdale keeps on being content shooting the three-pointer. It hasn't worked for much of the game, but Vreeland has been able to knock down a couple. Meanwhile, we get a timeout taken by Dave Ellerby and his Blue Jays, and his team up by 7.
Yeah, I mean, I've been very impressed with the way that Brookdale has started this second half. Obviously, they have a lot more energy. And I've said this a couple times. I'm just not quite sure why they keep going to the three. I know they've been making them. Jakashi Andrews has made a couple threes. Alexa Vreeland has also knocked down a couple threes, but there's also been a lot of threes that they have not made. I'd like to see Brookdale try to drive the ball inside more and get to the foul line, draw some contact, try to get some passes inside and try to work around in the paint, where an area I feel that they're stronger in, they have more depth in, they can try to have some, they have some options at that point to pass the ball around and to try to put some points on the board, and as I said, possibly even get to the foul line to extend the game. But they keep going to this three shot, so I'm not sure if there's a certain reason for that or that's just their strategy, but they're hanging around. But I just feel if Brookdale's going to try to get back into this game and retake the lead, which they have never led tonight, they're going to have to go inside. I just don't think they're going to beat Manor around the perimeter.
Well, the timeout just about complete here. You know, one thing, you look at the standings for Brookdale and you say, well, they have a 500 record, which they do at 4-4, but they are unbeaten in Region 19 play, the only team that's unbeaten in the Region 19, and as a result, they're right now the #1 team in the standings for Division 3. So they have to be very pleased with where they're positioned. And this has been another tough game against a Division 2 opponent. And going up and scoring is Stovall for the Blue Jays. Seems like every time Manor has tried to separate in this game, Brookdale's been able to get back. Vreeland doesn't help the cause there. Rebound Felton. Felton got a running start. Felton behind the back. And Williams, she misses. Andrews couldn't get to it. And then it's on the ground, a jump ball. Possession stays here.
Yeah, just poor boxing out job. Coach Brunson wanted an over-the-back call on Manor, and again, that's the second time now that I think I've seen that the officials have let that go, but you got to do a better job of boxing out regardless. That's just too many offensive rebounds for Manor underneath their own basket. Eventually, one of those opportunities is going to lead to a score, and we've seen that numerous times this evening.
Felton tries a three, and it's good. A big bucket there as it brings the lead back over double figures. It's 12. And Felton has started to get going here in the second half. Brown inside the arc. It's good. A long two-pointer for Camry Brown. Jersey Blues show some pressure. Stolen by Brown. And she comes uncontested for the layup. She's the spark plug off the bench. Has been all season. And she's the team's second leading scorer. Plays like that, a big reason why. Felton into the lane, drive and kick. Stovall got the defender in the air, running shot, in and out. Andrews the rebound. Andrews picked up by Stovall. Bowen into the paint. Malloy got tied up. And a foul is called. It's on Manor College. Team foul number 1.
That is her second person.
Second on Felton. Brookdale has Andrews, Malloy, Vreeland, Brown, and Bowen, the 5 on the floor. Out top, Bowen. Andrews won't go. And the rebound taken there by Austin. Bad pass there, turnover. Felton could not make the connection with Williams.
And that's really been the theme all game, Brian. Just turnovers on both sides. Manor, while they have an 8-point lead, is certainly not playing very well. And Brookdale just has really had too many turnovers to really stay competitive with Manor. They've been close, but they really just have not been able to eliminate their own turnovers.
Brown's shot well off the mark, tracked down to Malloy. Andrews, top of the key. It rims out, and it's rebounded by Kalisha Brown. Brown, another steal. Brown to the basket, misses. She thought she was fouled, no call. Missed opportunity there. Sloppy basketball continuing as this jump ball will give the Jersey Blues the basketball.
Yeah, you mentioned it, Brian. Just a lot of sloppy basketball. Which is unusual because we're not really used to seeing this out of a Brookdale Jersey Blues team. And in Manor, as I said, they only average 15 turnovers a game. They're usually a lot sharper. Both of these two teams have pretty high averages as far as points scored. So just very uncharacteristic.
Vreeland can't connect. Getting a running start. Stovall on a 2-on-2. Stripped by Andrews. Great defensive play. Andrews got back in transition. And great pass, but Malloy missed it. That was an easy one. And Malloy knows it. Brown stepping in, trying to get the steal. Felton, nice shovel. Inside misses. It was Stovall, but she drew the foul. So Kiara Stovall to the line. And Malloy picks up her second. Well, this game in some ways is mirroring the last time these two teams met. They met once last year here at the Collins Arena. That was a low-scoring game, one that Brookdale came out on top, 42-41. That had to be one of the lowest scoring games all season last year.
We're certainly seeing a similar effort tonight. I remember that game last year, Brian. It was kind of a similar game. A lot of turnovers, not a whole lot of rhythm. But at least Brookdale was able to get points on the board in that game. They've really struggled tonight just to put together, at sometimes, just a full offensive possession.
As I recall, that game came down to a last-second shot by Manor that missed, and Brookdale came away with the 1-point win. Rich Brunson will take a timeout here with 3:58 left. As this is the first game of our doubleheader right here on Brookdale TV, and we'll keep it here as the Jersey Blues down by 9. There's still time here for them to mount another run, and we've seen it more than once, an ability to get back into the game. They need one last gasp here in the final inside 4 minutes.
Well, what they need to do is they need to lengthen the game a little bit, and that's why I said earlier on in the fourth quarter, they need to drive the ball inside a little bit more and get to the foul line. I know that the fouls haven't gone their way. There have been a couple of calls that I feel the officials have missed on Brookdale's end, particularly some over-the-back calls that have been kind of questionable and haven't gone Brookdale's way. But I really do feel you're not going to beat Manor from the perimeter. You've got to get that ball inside. If not anything else, drive inside and try to draw contact to get to the foul line.
11 to shoot outside the timeout. As Brown drives into the lane, flips it up, doesn't get the roll. Erico tipped it last out of bounds.
Yeah, and that should have been a foul there. And Coach Brunson's arguing, and he's got a case. That really should be a foul.
And you don't often see Rich Brunson get overly animated with the officials. Pass ahead for Felton. Shot clock at 12, and a foul called on Brookdale here will be team foul number 2. And Erico is called on her third. Williams to inbound near side. Stovall doesn't go, but a foul is called, and Stovall will get free throws. So all of a sudden, the fouls are starting to come fast and furious for Brookdale as Andrews picks up her second, and Stovall, who shoots it at just 56% at the line. And that one does not get the bounce. Hung up there for a while.
Yes, about 3 bounces there in the back rim.
This is a time where Brookdale would like to see some missed free throws for a Manor team that struggles in this department. 1 out of 2 there. .320 remaining in what is the final game here in the month of November. Malloy, and the rebound to Brown. Missed opportunities, and every one where they don't convert is key with only 3 minutes left to go. It's Williams, and Stovall couldn't save it. It's back to Brookdale.
Yeah, with under 3 minutes left, now Brookdale's gone to a man-to-man defense, so going to try to force some turnovers. That possession, it kind of threw Manor off. They turned the ball over. We'll see if Brookdale can be able to continue to force some turnovers, but they also got to get some points on the board.
And they've been going with a lot of jump shots, especially in the second half. Andrews, this time aggressively to the basket, will go to the line.
Yeah, I just feel that that's something that Brookdale should have been doing earlier in the second half. Again, I'm not questioning their gameplay on the sidelines, but I just felt that early on, particularly even in the second half, they were taking a lot of perimeter shots where I felt they should have been driving the ball inside a little bit more.
Andrews, who missed a pair earlier, makes that one. Coming off a 20-point performance in her last game, the win at Rowan Gloucester. Andrews and Brown each tallied 20 points. 1 out of 2 from the line. Andrews, it's a jump ball. It wasn't going to matter because possession's going the other way.
Be interesting to see here if Coach Brunson does a full court press, which it looks like they may.
They're showing it here. But Williams able to maneuver her way through into the front court. And now they reset it back up at the top with Williams. 10 to shoot. Austin won't go, and Erico has it. Brookdale has to move quickly. Vreeland turning the corner along the baseline. Brown's jump shot, no. And the rebound taken by Austin. Brown going for the steal. Felton circling around. Shot clock at 8. Wide open is Felton. High arcing delivery misses. Andrews the rebound. A minute and a half to play now. Jersey Blues running out of opportunities, and Malloy can't convert down low. Pretty soon they're going to have to start playing the foul game, as Williams was bumped a couple of times and now works it back out to the top. Precious time ticking away. And opting not to foul Williams, it's a 3. Probably would have been the dagger. Here comes Brown. Vreeland steps back behind the line. Now Erico puts up a 3-pointer. That's good! That was needed. And for Erico, her first points of the game. 6-point game. Now the defense has to tighten up.
Yeah, but Brookdale choosing not to foul here. I'm surprised.
Felton maneuvering. Out to the corner, Brown. It's an open look. Brown misses. Rebound, Malloy. Malloy wants to take it herself to the basket. Lays it in. It's a 4-point game.
You got a foul here, Brian. You got a foul.
They have to foul, and Andrews finally does. As it was Stovall, they're not in the penalty yet. They still have to foul at least one more time before it's a 1-and-1.
Now, because you're not in the penalty, I would go as hard as you can to try to get a steal here. If you can pick up a foul, that's fine. That's okay. But try to go as hard as you can to get a steal.
The pass is to Stovall and fouled right away by Andrews. So now she'll work her way to the free throw line, where it will be a 1-and-1 situation. But it is a little surprising just the way the last minute was handled. Not very aggressive in terms of fouling, in a spot where you pretty much needed to.
Yeah, a lot of time came off the clock. I think they were trying to get a steal without fouling, but the problem was a lot of time came off that clock for Brookdale.
And it is a 2-shot foul, a big free throw there. Stovall, one more coming.
Yeah, Stovall just lost the ball. She was trying to get it from the official. She was looking at Coach Ellerby, and she wasn't paying attention where the ball was coming, but she'll get another shot.
And here it comes. 2 big free throws, 6-point game. Brookdale will not call a timeout. 17.8 to go. Probably need a 3 here if you're going to have a chance. Andrews fires. It's good, a 3.
And you got a foul immediately on this inbound
Andrews
pass.
the steal. Andrews back up. Won't go. Tipped out of bounds. Brookdale will get another chance. 7 seconds to go and a timeout. This one going right down to the wire here at the Collins Arena. Really a strange game, Tim, on a lot of fronts, because most times if you put this game on, it was not close, but here we are, 7 seconds left. At different points, it's been a nail-biter, and right down the stretch here, it's becoming that again.
And now the question will be whether or not Brookdale's able to get a win here. If they look back at this, they're going to regret not allowing that much time to come off the clock with that minute marker left. They allowed a lot of time to come off in Manor's possession just a couple of seconds ago, second to last possession. They didn't foul. They allowed Manor to come down the floor. So you have to question whether or not this is going to come back to bite them. But now they got the ball. So the question is going to be here, Brian, do you go for the 3 or do you go for the 2 and try to get to the line? In my mind, even though Chikashi Andrews just made a heck of a 3, I just don't think that the 3 is going to get you this win. I think you still have plenty of time. Try to get a quick score inside and get to the foul line. And I would rather them go to the foul line, try to draw some contact and get to the line, whereas try to go for the 3.
Well, there are the Jersey Blues strategizing right now. We'll see what head coach Rich Brunson is drawing up. You figure the offense, one way or another, will run through Andrews. Whether she takes a 3 or takes it herself, we'll see.
And so Andrews is going to be inbounding, so this makes me think that possibly they're going to try to get a quick score here. I don't know.
7 seconds left, 3-point game. Inbounds for Malloy. And it's thrown away, oh no! Brookdale had a chance to tie on that possession. Instead now they'll have to line up and go for another steal, otherwise foul immediately, to say the least, with 3 ticks to go. Inbounds for Brown. As 2 seconds ran off, Errico commits the foul, and Brown will shoot free throws to ice it for the Blue Jays. Just a disappointing possession there. As the turnover bug comes back to bite. And the most inopportune time, and Brown, 1 free throw can seal it. 57-53. Well, the Jersey Blues are going to come up short tonight, but it was a stellar effort. As they'll fall the final tally, Manor comes on the road and picks up their second road victory as they snap a 2-game losing streak, and they beat Brookdale tonight 58-53. Jersey Blues were down for most of the game, rallied on several occasions, made this one close at different points, including right down to the wire. Costly turnover at the end there leads to the Brookdale defeat. But all in all, Tim, you look at this game and you have to factor in it's another game where you're going up against a Division II opponent, which is what Manor is. And again, the Jersey Blues proved they were up for the challenge.
Well, they certainly proved they were up for the challenge, but certainly they didn't handle those last couple of minutes very well. And you have to go back to even the first half. Second half performance a lot better, a lot more stronger, a lot more aggressive, a lot more energy. But you have to kind of think back to if they had had that same energy and that same aggressiveness in the first half, would they have been in a position late in that game where they were behind and had a chance to possibly either tie the game up or take the lead? But I think it was an overall pretty good effort, but one thing that Brookdale is going to have to do a better job of is starting the game off better. They didn't really kind of come in and start to get their mojo until the second half. That's too long against a Division II team. So it took them too long to warm up. Give credit to Manor College, though. They played very well. They were only playing with 6 players throughout the night. We never saw one of the players ever look tired. They looked energetic through the full 40 minutes, so they played very well. Tough loss for Brookdale, though.
Tough loss indeed. Good performance by Manor, being an undermanned team, as you said, with so few players on the roster. And they get themselves an impressive road victory. So that'll do it for the first game of our doubleheader. The Jersey Blues fall. Once again, the final score 58-53. So coming up next after the break, we'll get set for the men's game. That's next here on Brookdale TV.